What's going on, YouTube? So today we're going to cover a topic that has been requested a few times, and that is blending pastel colors. The reason why people struggle with these pastel colors is because the saturation affects the hue of the color. Meaning, if you put a lot of the color on, a lot of coats in the same spot, it's going to actually change the color. If you do a spray out card with a pastel color, cut it in half, do 2 coats on one half of the car, and then do 6 coats on the other half of the car, you're going to have 2 different colors. So if you're applying your material when you're blending in a way that's going to increase the likeliness of oversaturation in one area to another, your blend is not going to look good. The color we got today is pepper white. Kind of hard to see in the booth, being that everything is white, but it's a very, very yellow white. We got to do a hood blend and a door blend, putting on a new fender. All right, first things first, let's get our fender base out. All right, looks good. Now, the first thing that I do differently when I'm blending a pastel is I will actually start blending out on my first coat. The reason why that is you want that blend to be as soft as possible. So I got my coverage just like that. Then I'll come out and I'll do a tight blend. And when I blend it, I'll blend it on an angle one way, and then I'll blend it tight on an angle the other way, just like that. So we'll do the same thing on our door. We'll get our coverage here first. And then we'll blend out tight, and we'll do the same thing in the other direction. So that's gonna be our first coat. We'll let that dry. All right, now on my second coat, this is where things get different. Some guys might think I'm stupid for this. Some guys might think I'm smart. It's what I found that works for me, and I'm just sharing it with you guys. Whether you use it or not, that's on you. What you're gonna see me do here is I lowered my pressure, right? I'm gonna go ahead and get my coverage again. This will be about a 2/3 coat. And then once I get to my area where my blend started, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna blend all the way out. So as far as I wanna go with my blend, that's how far I'm gonna go on this coat right now. So you see, I'm pretty much taking it across the entire hood here. And I'll do the same thing in both directions again. Pretty much going across the entire hood. Although obviously I'm not, because I don't want to mess with the color of the fender over there. But on this car, I don't have to worry about that, because the way the fender falls off and the angle I'm spraying at, there's no way I'm going to be getting color over here. Now for our door, I'll do the same thing. I'll get our coverage first up to where our blend started. And now I'm gonna blend out as far as I wanna go. So normally, if I blended to here, now I would blend to here, and then I would blend to here. But what I'm doing on my second coat is I'm blending all the way as far as I'm gonna go with my blend. Okay, so same thing again. You go in one direction and then the other direction. Taking my blend as far as I intend for it to go. So now we have our coverage with a tight blend, and then we have another coverage with a far blend. So we have a little material all throughout the entire door, and we have the most material right here. All right, we're all set for our last coat. This is our drop coat. Now, what we're gonna do on this coat is essentially what we wanna do is wherever our coverage started and our furthest blend went, we wanna bring those two areas together without oversaturating the end of the panel. So to do that, what I did was I added 10% more reducer to my color. That's essentially gonna make my color weaker. It's gonna help us avoid oversaturating our blend area. So we'll do our normal drop coat here. Then once we get to our blend area, we're going to take our coverage area and blend it into our blend area without going as far as we did on the first coat. So if I went to the other side of the hood, now I'm just going to the middle of the hood with my weaker color. And we'll do the same thing. Like always, we go in two directions. And we're blending also into our coverage area. So on our door, on our first coat, we had coverage to about where the middle of the mirror is, right? And then we took our color out to the handle. You can actually see some color there on the handle. Hopefully the camera picks it up. So now I want to prevent my color from going to the edge of that handle. So I'm gonna blend out in a way where my color stops somewhere about here, which is about 60% down the door. And in both directions again. Now, being that we have a weaker color and we didn't blend as far as we did on our far blend coat, we know we're not oversaturated at the back of the panel. And we also know we're not oversaturated at the front of the panel, even though it got more coats. The last coat was with a very weak color. We're all set for clear now. I'm gonna let this flash off, drop a coat or two of clear on her, and then show you guys the results. All right, I'm using my PRD 815. I have Omni 161 in the gun, unreduced, fan fluid, everything wide open. Let's get the party started. All right, that's our first coat of clear. I'm gonna throw the second coat on off camera. I'll get this thing untaped outside and I'll show you guys how our blend looks in the sun. All right, before I pull it out, I just wanted to show you guys a quick look at it so you could see the finish on it. It sucks this video wasn't about clear because it's probably one of the nicest finishes I've gotten in a while. And of course, it came out of that PRD 815. I'm gonna bake this thing now, then I'll pull it outside so we can really see the blends. And here's our finished product. You can see there's no sign of our blend anywhere. Everything came out beautiful. And before someone says something about this is plastic. This is heavily faded. The color of this already didn't match. Plastic never matches metal. You can see the same thing in the bumper, slightly off. And for our door, absolutely no sign of our blend anywhere, and we maintain the factory match. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. If you got any value out of it, enjoyed it, or anything like that, please consider leaving a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe. Until the next time, peace.